Hey all! Today we're looking at the Power Alacrity Tempest. This build can provide permanent alacrity to 5 teammates as well as deal great damage. It is designed for endgame group content, mainly raids. With all our builds, I try and make them as simple as possible, which lets us focus on mechanics while still getting great results. So yes, there are higher damage builds, but if you're looking for simple and effective, then this is for you. We only have 7 buttons to spam, including our 2 elements we use, and there's no set rotation to memorize. For DPS, we get a very comfortable 29,000, which is plenty for all content. This build excels at high, simple DPS, great area of effect damage, and surprising survivability. The downsides are a long channel skill and reliance on high quickness uptime. For gear, we use full berserkers. If you're struggling to keep up alacrity, you can swap in some concentration pieces like diviners. For runes, we take runes of Dragon Hunter, Scepter uses Sigil of Force, and Warhorn Sigil of Accuracy. For relic, you can take fireworks for max damage, or I like to take Zakharos for the extra heals with only a small DPS loss. Lastly, for consumables, we use Soul Pastry and Superior Sharpening Stones. We take Water, Air, and Tempest with these traits. Water gives us decent damage and some great survivability for us and our team. The Fresh Air trait recharges air attunement almost instantly, which allows us to swap to water and immediately swap back to air after we crit. In Tempest, we take Lucid Singularity, allowing us to keep up permanent alacrity, or if we want to change to a pure damage build, all we have to do is swap this for Transcendent Tempest. For utility skills, we take Arcane Blast, Feel the Burn, and Signet of Fire. If you need more break bar damage, you can swap Arcane Blast for Arcane Wave. Signet of Restoration gives us passive healing, but you can take whichever you prefer. For elite skill, we take Glyph of Elementals, which will summon a familiar based on our current element. Try and always summon the elemental when in fire for max damage, and once summoned, you can activate the skill again for an attack. It does not matter what attunement you are in for this secondary skill. You can swap for Rebound in some cases if you want the effects. Like I said at the start, our rotation is just spamming a few skills as frequently as possible. While we are in air, we want to overload air, which is the F3 skill, as often as possible. This is our long channel area of effect skill that does massive damage and grants alacrity. Our skills 2, 7, and 8 are all instant cast skills and can be activated as often as possible. The 5th skill should be used when not in overload. Swap to water attunement whenever it is off cooldown. When in water, you can use skill 2 if you have time, but if not, no worries. Because of our Fresh Air trait, when we get a crit, which should happen instantly, we can swap back to air and repeat. If all those skills are on cooldown, then just auto-attack. And that's it. A few things to note. Air skill 4 is a good source of crowd control. If the boss is invulnerable and you cannot crit, you may have to wait a bit to swap back to air. I think that's all. Let me know if there is anything I missed, or if you have other helpful tips. I'm always looking for new builds, so please give me suggestions in the comments and let me know how my builds work out for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.